Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm doing a full solo playthrough of Harmonies. A little while back I did a video for my coziest solo games, and a lot of people in the comments mentioned this game. And you know what, they were totally right. If I had played this before making that video, it definitely would have made the list, probably in the top 5, it's that good. Now I went ahead and I got everything set up for a solo game. You're going to want to flip this tile to its solo side, and then fill up the 3 spaces with 3 tokens from the token bag. You're going to shuffle up your animal deck and deal out 3 cards. And optionally, you can play with the Nature's Spirit cards. You want to deal yourself 2 of these, and then pick one. I chose this one here, this ram or mountain sheep or whatever that is. And that's pretty much it. We are ready to begin. Now don't worry if you don't know the rules, because I'm going to teach the game as I play like I always do. So let's just go ahead and dive on in. The one thing we must do each turn is to pick one of these 3 spaces and take the 3 tokens there and place them on our board. I like this area right here, so I'm going to take those. Now we have some restrictions on how we can play these. I'll sort of explain those as they come up. But for right now, you can always place these on any empty space. I'll place this gray token in the middle. Or actually, I'm going to put it right there. And then I'm going to put these 2 sort of like this. Now, one optional thing that we can do on our turn, and we can do this at any time on our turn, is to take one of these 3 cards from the display. I'm going to grab this one, and we just place it right over here. We have sort of 4 spaces where we can place cards. And our spirit card is taking one of those slots. When we get a new card, we take some tokens to place on there. These cards represent animals, and the image at the bottom is the habitat that we need to create on our map in order to place these cubes out on the board. And placing the cubes out is one way that we're going to score points. So here for these ducks, we're going to need to build a house next to some water. And if we can do that, then we can place a duck onto that bit of water, just like it shows there. Now, the way you build a house is by having either a gray token, a brown token, or a red token under a red token. It can be either of those 3 colors at the bottom and then a red token on top. And that's considered a house or a building. And that's why I built this like this. So what we want to do is put a red on top of that, and then we'll have that configuration. And our spirit card works a similar way. In this case, we're going to be building mountains. A mountain is either 1, 2, or 3 gray tokens tall. So we need a size 2 mountain and a size 3 mountain side by side, and then we can put our spirit animal on top. And if we do that, then that's going to score us 4 points for every size 2 and size 3 mountain on our board at the end of the game. Now we can only take 1 card each turn. And when we take a card, we immediately refill it. And then there we go. That's the end of the turn. To clean up, we just discard the 6 remaining tokens. And then refill the 3 spaces. And there we go. Now we just go again. I think I'll take these guys here and start to build out my mountain range. We can go 2 there and maybe put 1 there. And then I'm going to do something a little strange. I'm going to place that wooden one right there because I want to take this card. I've abandoned this house, and instead I'm going to make this into a tall tree. So the way we do trees is either by having a single green piece, that's like a 1-size tree, or you can have 1 brown and cap it with a green, that'd be a 2-size tree, or you can have 2 brown and then a green on top, and that'd be the 3-size tree. That's the tallest tree you can make. In fact, the tallest stack that you can have at all is 3. And you can see here, if we build that and we have 2 water in that configuration, and again, you can't mirror these, but you can kind of rotate them. Then we'll be able to put out this animal here, these birds, and they'll go on the tree. And then if we build like a house here, you know, if we put a water here and a house here, then we can also put some ducks in there. So those are a nice combo. Now, these cards are not the only way that we're going to score points at the end of the game. We also are going to score for the different types of terrain that we create. And each token kind of scores in a different way. So I talked about the trees here. You can see, and it's all on this little handy dandy reference card. Right now, this stack of brown is not worth any points, right? It has to be topped by either a house, or in this case, a green token to make it into a tree. And then it'll score 1, 3, or 7 points. Mountains are similar, 1, 3, or 7 based on the size, but they have to be in a range. You can't just have an isolated mountain by itself. That's not going to score. It has to be next to another mountain, and then they'll both score. Yellow tokens can never be built upon, so you just put 1 out, and they need to be in like a field. So just 1 alone isn't going to give you any points, but if you have 2 or more connected, then that's a field, and that's worth 5 points. And so ideally, you want to have your yellows paired up but separated from each other, so you'll have multiple little fields, and each one will score 5 points. Houses score depending on what's around them. So if you have 2 or less different colors around a house, then it won't score. But if you have 3 or more different colors surrounding it, then it will score. And again, it'll score 5 points. And then the rivers, also like the yellow tiles, like the fields, you can't build on top of them. And they score at the end of the game based on the longest connected line of them. So those are really the 2 things that we're considering as we're building. We're trying to make these patterns on these cards so we can put out the animals, but we're also trying to build these different terrains in this way to score points at the end of the game. Okay, that's it. We're done. By the way, the game ends when either the bag of tokens is empty, or we have 2 or less empty spaces on our board. Okay, this should work pretty nicely. We're going to take these guys. And we'll put that there. We'll put this here. And then we're going to cap it with that red. And so a brown and a red, that's a building. And so we have a building next to water. We can place out our little duck on that pond. And we have a building and water here. So we can place out our duck in this pond as well. And as you can see here, if this were the end of the game, we would score 4 points because we've put out 2 ducks. If we can put out another one, then we'll score 8. And that last one, yeah, we'll get 13 if we can put all the ducks out. And now if we get a green on top of that one, boom, we can put out one of our birds here. Is that a kingfisher maybe? Now, I could take one of these cards if I wanted to, but looking at them, I don't really like any of them. So, if you don't take a card on your turn, you can actually discard one. I'm going to discard this one. Okay. Ooh, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Yep, hard to not take this. So now we can go boom, boom. And let's go boom. We've got the perfect configuration for our spirit animal. And now we really want to build a lot of tall mountains because we're going to get 4 points for each of those in addition to these 3 and 7 points. So every 3-stack mountain is going to be worth 7 plus 4, 11 points for us. That's why we'd love to see some of these cards that want us to build tall mountains. Unfortunately, none of these do. Now look at this. We've also done that, so we can put out another animal. Whoops. Now a token with a cube on it cannot be built on top of, obviously, and you can't put multiple cubes on one space. So like this right here, this is no good for us because we've already capped that mountain. We can't build this and put another animal there. So we can just get rid of this one. This one doesn't work for our configuration here. Ooh, that one might. I'm tempted by this one to try to get this done a little bit more. No, I'm going to go here. We're going to take this card. And we're going to build... Oops. That and then that. And then put this right here. And then boom, we can put a crow right there. Beautiful. That also sets us up to put a water here and maybe here to get this done. And now that building is surrounded by 3 different colors, right? Green, blue, and yellow. So now that's going to be worth 5 points. Ooh, there we go. Unfortunately, that's not quite what we want because that's going to go in the water and we're already filling the water with ducks. Urgh. Well, I was hoping for some water. Didn't get that. I definitely want this. So we're probably going to want water here and here. And then we could have it flow up here. In which case, building that up to 3 would be good. And maybe we could take advantage of that. Now the question is, we want to start building another tree to do that. Because if I put that tree here, I built that up, then I could just put 1 water here. Water here, water here, water here. That doesn't make a great path, does it? But I could put it here. We could do water there and there. Water, water, water. Then I could put this here. Okay, I'm going to do that. I think I have a plan. We'll see if that works. There's some water. Yeah, this one will work. Let's just put water here. Tree. And... oh god. Make that a 3. So then we have a duck right there. Oh, and I think I will remove that. Yeah, this is more what I'm looking for. We definitely want that. That's going to set us up for this. So we can put that animal in there. Boom. Yeah, I think I do want to put the water here because then I can get this out. If I build this tree here, then I could put a water right there. Or I could build this tree here and put a water right there. But then... no, I like the tree here. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So now we've completed one of these cards, as you can see. So when we complete a card completely, we just take it. We can just put it off to the side here. That will score us the top number of points at the end of the game, and we've cleared up a space for a new card. So I think we'll take that one. Okay. Well, all that water sure sets us up, doesn't it? I don't want to pass up a stone while we have it, but I'm going to take the water. We're going to risk it. We're going to place one there. We're going to place one there. Oh gosh, there's a little dexterity element here that I am failing. I'm going to place one here. And actually, boom, we've set that up there, so we can place this here. We can discard. Yep, we gotta go with this one. Because that's gonna let us build our tree. And complete that pattern. This will have a potential to make, but I still don't like it. I don't like any of these. Where could we put this red that isn't going to be completely useless? There's really not a lot of good spots. I suppose I'll put it here. Okay. We're running out of time. We desperately need another stone. Oh boy, that's not good. There we go. Oh wait, I forgot. We could have done that. Oh, okay. Now that's more interesting. Aha. So first things first. Yeah, let's grab this right away. Because we have that. Whoops. Oh, wait a minute. No, never mind. We don't want to do that. Okay. We don't want to do that. I'm still going to take it. I'm still going to take it. We're going to take these. Because we're going to put this on top of there. We want this to be 3 high. And then we're going to put this here. And if you can see here, 1, 2, 3, we have completed this. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Now this red, we'll just make this into a building. We could potentially score that. Okay, that's excellent. That is excellent work. Oh. Fill that in. Remember, the game ends once there are 2 or less empty spaces on the board. Okay, that was not what we needed. That was not what we needed at all. Well, I'm gonna put a mountain there. Actually, we're running out of time. I'll just put this here, and we'll hope. Hope that we get some good stuff. And actually, I realized there were 2 or fewer spaces left, so actually that's the end of the game. So these don't matter, we're done. We can actually get rid of these, and those aren't going to count because we now have to score up our board. And we have a lovely little scorecard right here. So first we're going to score up our trees. We have 3 large trees, so those are each going to be worth 7 points. So that's 21 points. We're now going to do mountains. They are all connected, so they're all going to score. We have 3 large ones, which again, 7 each. That's 21. And then 1 for the small one, 22. Okay, we did not do good with plains. We got nothing. These obviously don't count because they are not connected to another plane. Houses, we did pretty well. We have 3 houses or buildings, and each one of them has at least 3 different colors surrounding them. So they're each going to score 5 points, 15 points. And with our connected river here, you take the shortest path. So the shortest one is 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't sort of like double back or anything like that. So we have a path of 4. And as you can see on the card there, that's 8 points. That is 66 points altogether for those. Okay, now we're going to look at our cards. So we had 2 cards, or no, we had 3 cards that we completed here. So one of them is going to be 16 points. You just get the top number. This one's going to be 18. And that one's 13. And then nothing here, and just 4 on that one. And now for our spirit, we're getting 4 for these 3. So that's 12 points. You add all of that up together, you get 63 points. So our total is 129 points. Now, when you're playing on the solo mode, you need to look at the back of the rule book here, because we're trying to get sun points. And so we're going to get a certain number of suns based on our score. So you can look at here, we were 1 away from getting 5 suns there. So instead we're getting 4 suns for our score. We then get a sun based on which side of the board we're using. So since we're using this side of the board, we're getting 1 sun for that. So that's going to be 5 suns. And then we get suns based on which nature spirit we're using. This particular spirit is actually worth no sun points. You can see that some spirits will give you 1 sun, and if you don't play with spirits at all, you get 2 suns. So that means we're only 1 sun plus 4 suns, that's 5 suns, but we were 1 single point away from getting another sun. But there you have it. That was a complete solo play of Harmonies. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.